So the case of Mark Angel Comedy, one of the biggest comedy channels in Nigeria, if not the biggest currently, and his then partner, Denilson Igwe, made me to understand the true fact that everyone cannot be an entrepreneur, or everyone cannot be a very good number one. But you can win at the highest level as a very good number 2, 3, 4, or even a very good number 5. And I'm going to unpack that for you in this video, so you're going to understand clearly this whole concept of being a very good number 2, or why entrepreneurship may not be for you. And I thought to use them as a very good example to drive home this message, because I believe you must have watched these comedians, or at least you know who Mark Angel Comedy is if you live in Nigeria. So in this video, I'm going to unpack to you why entrepreneurship may not be for you and why you may just be a very good number 2. So there's way too many videos selling you on becoming an entrepreneur, which is very good. But in this video, I just want to go a different direction on this matter of entrepreneurship. And you can disagree with me as much as you like, but some bitter truths just got to be told by someone. And that's exactly what I'm going to do in this video. So before I talk about Mark Angel Comedy and Denilson Igwe, I'm going to share a personal experience. I remember when I was in paid employment some years ago, like 2012, 13, and so I was in paid employment. I was so dedicated and hardworking, and whatever I was told to do, I put in my whole heart to it and always delivered to the commendation of my bosses. But I realized that I always delivered excellently because I was working under instructions, and my bosses understood how to use me and get the best out of me, even much more than I could be aware of. But each time I'm not under any superior instruction, I always have issues with self-executing excellently. So the point I'm trying to make is this: some people work much better and achieve more when they are under instructions and superior authority telling them what to do, but they cannot fully self-execute excellently. So you may be wondering, what has this talk got to do with Mark Angel Comedy and Denilson Igwe? Okay, I'm a very full lover of comedy. I love comedy a lot. In fact, one of the things I spend my time, my leisure time to do is to consume comedy content. And Mark Angel is one of the biggest comedians that I watch almost consistently. So I've watched their content to understand them better based on observation, to give a clear description of what I'm going to say in this video. Okay, this is it. When Denilson Igwe was with Mark Angel, I believe that Mark Angel realized how to use him much better, and he was excelling excellently. Most people that watch Mark Angel Comedy couldn't wait for an episode of Denilson Igwe, because each episode with Denilson Igwe is always so hilarious and so exciting to watch. I think Mark Angel has understood a better way to use him and deliver him excellently. So what am I trying to say? Earlier on, it has always been Mark Angel Comedy and Denilson Igwe. Earlier on, from the early rise of Mark Angel, and Denilson Igwe has been excelling very, 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 very well. I mean, so excellently. People love watching him on Mark Angel Comedy. Each episode he appears on. But suddenly we no longer see Denilson Igwe again, and most fans got wondering, what is happening? Where is Denilson Igwe? Where is Denilson Igwe? What is happening? Where is he? Where is he? Can you bring back Denilson? Can you bring back Denilson? Can you bring back Denilson? So while fans are still very clamoring for Denilson Igwe to reappear on Mark Angel Comedy, suddenly we saw him on his own comedy channel, which is Denilson Igwe Comedy, and he was quite doing very well at the start. At the start of his comedy channel, he was doing very good. But along the line, his fan base started dropping, and his viewers started dropping drastically. And if you go through most of his comments, it's not quite encouraging anymore. So I watched him very closely and realized that Denilson Igwe may not be a very good number 1 when it comes to executing himself. I think Mark understood a much better way of utilizing him than he is currently using himself. That's why I see most fans keep clamoring, go back to Mark Angel, go back to Mark Angel, go back to Mark Angel. We enjoyed you while you were at Mark Angel. Because what is currently churning out now is below what we knew of him when he was currently trending so strongly as a partner with Mark Angel. So based on my observation and everything, I realized that Denilson may not be a very good number 1 when it comes to executing himself comedy-wise. He could excel very well with Mark, and that may be the best run for him. But there are other things he could do. If maybe going back, if you're watching this, there are other things maybe you could do. If maybe going back to Mark is outright out of it. I think based on my observation of watching your channel, what I've understood there is that the acts you have, which means the characters you have, don't really drive home most of the messages you're trying to do. If I were you, I will fire all of them, or overhaul your characters and change your scripts. So this is the concept whereby I realize that some people may not be a very good number one when it comes to utilizing themselves entrepreneurship wise, but in a company and under a business, you can excel very, very well as a very good number two. That is what they call intrapreneurs. Entrepreneurs are those that become an entrepreneur in a company, which means they are partners, they are shareholders, and they excel. So that means you can still excel very excellently even as a very good number two within a company or within a business. And one of the richest person we have currently as an intrapreneur is Steve Ballmer. He worked with Microsoft as an entrepreneur and grew with the company and became one of the biggest shareholders in the company currently. And he's a billionaire. So what am I trying to say? It means that you may not effectively use yourself. You may not be effective as a number one person in a company. I mean, growing your own business. You may not be very effective in managing your own business, but within a company, you can work excellently under instruction and under guidance, under supervision, under mentoring, and grow to excel in that business very, very well. John was sharing with me that he was so very good at his company, but when he left there and started his own business, he couldn't excel very well. Why? It's not because he's not very good, but because probably the discipline. It requires extra discipline for you to do some of the things that on a norm when you were under instruction you could do. But if you're on your own, you may just be like a lackadaisical, thinking, okay, it's your business, okay, you need to sleep more, you need to do this more, you need to just relax, or take things easier. But if you're working under instructions, you know that you must resume at a particular time, you know that you must be told to do this, you know that you must be told to do this, you know that you have instructions and the things you are asked to do and that you must deliver upon all these tasks. But if you're working for yourself, it requires an extra discipline for you to deliver on yourself. So what am I trying to say? I'm not trying to say Denilson Igwe is not disciplined or is not good at his craft, but probably what I'm saying is two things may be working against him. Either his acts, which means his characters, are not delivering him very well, or he himself is not a very judicious number one, but can work as a very good number two. So one of the two things is what he needs to do. So that he go back to Mark, or maybe overhaul his characters and refresh his scripts and his content to get people to like him much better, just like they used to do while he was with Mark Engine. So the whole point is this: you are not a very good number one. You think you're a good number one, but you are not. The sooner you know whether you're a good number 1, 2, 3, or 4, the earlier you excel at the highest level. So to put it in another perspective for you to understand, the 20th employee at Facebook who has shares with the company, who is not number 1, who is not number 2, is not number 3, is not even number 5, is not even number 10, is still a billionaire today. So I don't know if you understand how that works. So what that simply means is that you must not be an entrepreneur for you to excel and grow in business. You can excel as an intrapreneur, just that there may be some limitations to it. So the key point of this video is this: you don't have to be the number 1 to be wealthy or excel at the highest level. You just have to know if you can make a very good number 1 or you can be a very good number 2 within a company. Selah. So if you love this particular video and want to understand more about entrepreneurship, I did an interview with Mr. Bumi Election, and you can click here to watch it. He explains in details the limitations regarding being an entrepreneur and its advantages. So you can watch the interview or click here to watch this other video, and I'll also link it in the description. So if you love this video, give it a thumbs up, share with someone, and subscribe to this channel if you haven't. My name is Benzik. I'm a creative entrepreneur, and I'll see you again next time. Cheers.